Disciples of the digital wild, gather round. Today's video is a little different. No clickbait, no challenges, just a story. A tribute. If you've ever tried to catch a fish with your bare hands, pitched a tarp in the rain, or just wanted to be a better dad, you probably know the name Outdoors Boys. And if you don't, well, let me tell you why that name matters. But before we set out on this journey, make sure you like, subscribe, and tap that little bell. Because here on Biblecraft, we don't just tell stories. We build altars out of algorithms and turn pixels into parables. This is an ode, a farewell to a man who turned YouTube into a backyard sanctuary. A teacher, a father, a wilderness guide named Luke Nichols. Let's begin. There was nothing flashy about Outdoors Boys, no million-dollar builds, no yelling, no gimmicks. Just a man, some tools, and time. And somehow that was everything. We loved Outdoors Boys because it gave us something YouTube rarely does anymore. Peace. A rare kind of peace that settles into your bones like warmth after a long hike. Every video felt like a breath of fresh air. Literally. You could smell the pine needles, hear the crunch of snow under boots, feel the campfire's glow flickering through the screen. But it wasn't just the nature, it was him. Luke Nichols wasn't just a creator. He was a dad in the truest, most beautiful sense of the word. He talked to his kids like they mattered, not just as camera props or sidekicks, but as apprentices in a sacred craft. Watching him teach his boys was like watching a modern psalm being lived out. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. He was patient, calm, gentle when things went wrong. He didn't cut out the mistakes, the breakdowns, the meltdowns. He left them in, because that's what real parenting looks like. He didn't just teach how to survive in the woods. He taught how to be present, to notice the small things, how to fail with grace, how to build trust, not just shelters. And somehow, watching him made you want to be a better person, a better dad, a better son, a better human. Some of us never got those lessons growing up. Some of us never had a dad like Luke. But through his videos, we got to borrow a little of that warmth, that guidance, that steady, loving voice saying, "It's okay, try again." And that's why we loved him. Not because of the fish or the forts or the crazy winter camps, but because for a little while, he let us come along. He let us sit by the fire. He made us feel like family. Luke Nichols didn't just change the way we camp. He changed the way we think about time, presence, and what it means to raise the next generation. In a world constantly pulling us towards screens and speed, Luke pulled us backward, back to the dirt, the tools, the fire, and the kind of wisdom you can't rush. He showed us that fatherhood isn't about being perfect. It's about being there, again and again, in the rain, in the snow, in the middle of the nights when the fire won't start. It was never just about what they were building, it was about who they were becoming while they built it. He made space for mistakes. He gave his sons room to try and fail and laugh about it. He taught through action, through silence, through those quiet moments where nothing's happening, and yet everything's happening. And we watched, not just because it was entertaining, but because it felt right. It felt ancient, familiar, like the stories our ancestors told around fires long before YouTube existed. Luke reminded us that you don't need a big budget to make something beautiful. You just need care, and consistency, and love. That's why this goodbye hits hard. Because we didn't just lose a YouTube creator, we lost a kind of digital elder, a campfire mentor, someone who showed us what it looks like to steward your time, your land, your children. He won't be uploading anymore, but his legacy, that doesn't stop. It lives in the dads who take their kids outside because of him, in the sons and daughters who learned how to carve, how to fish, how to just be together. That's the mark of a teacher. You stop talking, and your lessons still echo. That's why we'll miss him. Not just for what he made, but for what he meant. Outdoors Boys is quiet now. No more new builds. No more frozen rivers. No more father and son laughter echoing through the timber frame of a half-finished shelter. And yet, we still hear it. In the back of our minds. In the quiet between notifications. In that sudden urge to go outside, barefoot, just to feel the earth again. Because Luke gave us more than videos. He He gave us memories that weren't even ours, and somehow made them feel like home. He reminded us of things we forgot we loved. The weight of an axe in your hand, the way fire smells when it catches on cold wood, the joy of watching a child figure something out without being told how. He gave us time travel, back to a version of the world where fathers taught and sons listened, where life was messy and muddy and real, and better because of it. So here's to Luke, to the legacy he built. One tarp, one knot, one teachable moment at a time. To the quiet strength of showing up, to the dignity of the ordinary, to the campfires that never needed a script. You may be retired, but your footprints are still in the snow. Your echo still lingers in the trees. And for all of us who watched, we'll keep building. Because once you've sat by a fire like that, you never forget how to find your way back.